Said let's get some W's in the chat. I said let's get some absolute fat dubs in the chat because we got the 100s while looking at a Gyat. Oh my god, look at that tattooed Gyat. Look at that. We're gonna screenshot that. We're gonna. Oh my god, bro. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my god, you are fine as hell, lady. Are you Asian? Are you? Maybe not. Like, I'm sorry for assuming your race, but you seem, why is she? Okay, she got a clone? Nah, okay, y'all playing with me right now. She got a clone, same tattoos, bro. But then the internet went out because we are in a transitional period. Special, So here we are. We're doing the 100th. I am connected to the Wi-Fi hotspot. I don't know how much this is going to cost me as far as gigs and data is concerned, but I hope it's not much. And so it's all cool, bro. Oh man, lots of cool developments. Let's start with the biggest dub of the last 24 hours, really, which is I went to Newcastle, right? I went to Newcastle, Newcastle Comedy Club. Look, in general, like comedy room bookers, I do like to hate on them, and in general, I call them insecure, I call them pathetic. They're not, they want to do comedy, but they just create their own little kingdom so they can dominate others instead of actually getting better at comedy. But that's like more of a generalist statement. I don't think that applies to everybody. Just like some fucking shitheads whose name shall not be named right now. But anyway, I went to this place. This guy, like, he's not an asshole, but like he was really proud of the fact that like, oh, we've had 40 signups. Like he just kept repeating that to me, like we had 40 signups. In a way, he was like implying like, we're a hot girl and everyone wants to fuck us, so get in line, loser. Okay? And anyway, I was like not really concerned too much. But yeah, I did travel all the way from Sydney to Newcastle for this gig. It was like a Tuesday open mic. I didn't know you had to sign up. Like they didn't mention in the social media posting anywhere that you had to sign up. So anyway, I just showed up and I talked to this person, talked to that person. Eventually they did get me on the lineup, which is pretty nice of them. Yeah. I don't know. It's just here's my opinion, right? Like one of the guys who was running the room was so fucking stone-faced, and he looked so upset to see me. Like he looked so irritated, and I'm like, bro, okay, I'm sorry, but this is your fucking job, okay? Of course, yeah, of course. Fine. Okay. Yeah, it's great. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I was saying, look, if you have a customer-facing role, right? Then you need to be nice to the fucking customers. Otherwise, it affects your brand. Okay? I'm not saying this like as a condescending prick or whatever, but like it will absolutely come across as condescending to someone who's a fucking idiot who doesn't understand the basics of customer service. Here's the basics of customer service. Ready? If you have a potential customer or a potential comedian that wants to perform at your venue, fucking smile at them and be nice to them. Otherwise, people will not want to come back to you. Now, look, I'm happy to come back because it wasn't like a major, it wasn't like a major issue. Like the guy wasn't really that rude, but he was just like super stone faced, and it came across as unprofessional. And I kind of have this feeling that they probably feel like they're arrogant and they think like we need them and not the other way around. Comedy is like it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Of course, the room runners and the venues, we're all collaborating for the for the benefit of the audience, and I know, and so we can make some money along the way. It's a collaborative relationship. And when they start to feel it, this thing like they're better than you, like it just doesn't make sense. Like I have leverage because I'm a good fucking act, and so I help the venue better. Okay, and I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, so what did I do last night? I was nice to everybody. I didn't complain, even though the guy was just stone facing me. Right? Uh, I got up and I fucking crushed. Right? I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to go all the way to Newcastle to crush at their fucking room, but I did. So I'm doing them a favor. Okay? I've been doing it for more than 10 fucking years, and it is nice of me to go out there and crush, you know. But now it's like, okay, so I've done it. I'm not going to complain, but I will acknowledge that I'm doing favors for them. At this point, you know, it's not like I'm just like some shithead, living in Newcastle that wants to get up and try. In that way, they kind of do have the leverage because they can say, okay, we're giving you stage time, we're giving you, the opportunity to grow in front of an audience. But at my level, it's like, I'm kind of giving them more than they're giving me. You know what I mean? So I need to establish my value as a comedian because otherwise they're just going to keep exploiting me and keep pretending like they're the ones who are doing me a favor. You know what I mean? And that's just not the case. So after the venue, after that was done, I hung around. I talked to the audience afterwards. This dude Elliot performed there. Elliot was, I guess, the door guy. So that's actually a good thing that the one of the employees there wasn't like the main face of the franchise. There was also Elliot who probably helped out because he was really fucking nice to me. And then he got up and crushed. Elliot Stewart, I think his name is. And the weird part though was like he crushed and then he went home early. I'm like, dude, they liked you. This is your chance. Network with them. Put your fucking name out there. Get to know their name. And that's kind of what I did. I just hung around and I checked out. I talked with a few people, told them to follow me on Instagram. I don't post much stand-up clips on Instagram, but even still, like if they like my shit, they might appreciate that I'm at least posting memes every day, which is better than nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah, so for next time, oh, dude, I was going to do it, and then I just got distracted at TAFE today. I'm studying media at TAFE, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to print the QR code for my Instagram so that people can follow me on Instagram. I didn't get a chance to do that, though, but I'm sure I'll get around to it. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just so it looks more professional. It's simple. But I did improve my, my link tree just by downloading it on my phone so that I have more access to it. And also I added this mailing list option. At first I just did like a survey thing on Google Sheets, but then on Linktree itself you can just add the option to just ask for their email and it goes directly to their to you. So it's good, man. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, the thing about comedy is like a lot of people don't realize this, but I'm not as chill or as relaxed as I may seem to be. Like I know, like from the outside, I seem very confident and very chill, but let me assure you, man, like I am a child of trauma, like complex trauma and years of like fucking neglect and emotional torture, bro. My childhood was fucking rough, and so when people like give me a stone face and they give me this idea that they're annoyed to be around me, like it's fucking triggered. It's really fucking triggered. It's bad, and it used to be so much fucking worse. Like yesterday, I was like annoyed that he just kind of looked at me and was, But before, it would be much worse. Like I would genuinely start to go into a panic response, like, I'm so fucked. You know what I mean? But anyway, I am improving, and that's really good. But for a while, man, like the comedy scene, it really felt like a place full of heartless cunts who don't care if you live or die. And in some ways, it still very much is that, okay? But there are some good people, and it's good to focus on the good as well, you know what I mean? And I'm one of the good people. So, I'm part of the ecosystem, and I do make an impact. I do believe that I'm making an impact. And so after the venue, I was like, all right, this is cool, Newcastle Comedy Club is cool, but let's try the place. So I just went to the station, and there were two other pubs with really cool little stages, next to the station, which is really good for me to know. Apparently, one of them used to be where the comedy was, and they shifted or whatever. So we'll see, man. Okay, so that means like just by going out to Newcastle last night, I hit up three different venues to potentially scout to book my own shows in the future. This is really good news, man, because it means I'm not just doing good at comedy. I am doing good at comedy, but it also means that I'm not just like waiting around for some magical agent to come and free me from the shackles of obscurity. Eventually, I'll just build my own systems, and whatever agent comes along, they're not raising me up. They're just along for the ride, and they'll help with admin tasks or whatever. I do still think there is like a benefit to the traditional media path, the traditional comedy path. Like, some people like comedy is dead, the entertainment industry is bullshit, fucking printed media is dead, television is dying or whatever. But it's like, I still think there is some merit to being like a clean, like safe comedian who does like, whatever, like being the warm up act for a panel show, or doing a cruise ship. If I'm doing a cruise ship, I'm the only entertainment for that segment, right? Or like it's either me or you do karaoke or you watch a movie, right? The competition isn't hard. All I have to do is just be clean, I think, and also just like have some decent jokes. And in my opinion, like the bar isn't as high as as some might think. The only challenge is, of course, you can't say yes to other gigs because you're on the cruise ship. But that's how they compensate you, right? They call that an opportunity. So you're paying with your time and lost opportunities. If I'm doing stand up and I'm like a pro stand up, like I can do a set at the store and then I can drop in and do a spot with fucking ID Comedy if they'll have me. I don't know if they'll have me, but I don't fucking know. We'll see. I'll still do a spot there. I know we've had some issues, me and Skinner, but I'm willing to put bygones to the bygones and whatever the fuck it is. The main issue with the Skinner thing isn't Anthony Skinner per se. I do think he's a moving on type of guy. It's that other guy, the DJ guy. He may not want to have me. I don't know what his stance is on me right now. I'm aware that I sent him a message that he that made him feel very uncomfortable. And I tried to apologize and explain that, look, man, you misunderstood me, bro. It was a confusing time in my life. I was really fucking mentally unwell. And because of that one fucking message, he just completely iced me out and complained to Skinner, and I got banned from all of Skinner's rooms. And that sucked. And then this year, fucking, this guy who I was going to help run a room, he calls me and he's like, hey, man, I just want to check. Are you a pedophile? Like, he literally asked me that. And I said, I don't think so. And somehow me saying I don't think so was like admission of guilt, which is so fucking shitty on his behalf. To just take someone like me who was just autistic and I just think differently. I go, I don't think I'm a pedophile. To me, that's the normal response. But somehow he's like, I'm not sure about that. And then he just hung up on me, and then I guess he told a bunch of other people that I'm a pedophile. And that's what upset me, okay? What upset me is that he spread this fucking rumor around with zero evidence. Like, there's zero evidence that I'm attracted to children. I said some weird shit on a podcast, and then I messaged someone on, like, Messenger on Facebook. And the reason I did both of those things is because for a long time, I was really fucking mentally unwell, and, I kind of thought I was a pedophile. I really did. But it was a confusing fucking time in my life, and it's really based on the fact that when I was younger, I was attracted to a boy. When I say younger, I mean I was 16 and he was like 13. That's not pedophilia. That's just, teenage sexual attraction. I don't currently experience attraction to children. You know what I mean? So whatever I experience as a 16-year-old, it cannot reflect who I am as an adult now. If I talk to a child, I'm nice to them and I don't get aroused by them. I really don't. So, that's my truth. And if anyone wants to continue believing that I'm a pedophile, they're doing it based on, things that I said a long time ago when I was mentally unwell. And possibly dealing with, obsessive compulsive thoughts, intrusive thoughts. They're really disgusting. It's upsetting that I had to deal with that. And it's upsetting that a lot of people just don't give a shit about me as a person. And we know they'd rather throw me under the bus than admit that, that maybe they should just go and fucking listen to a documentary or podcast, whatever, instead of trying to entertain themselves by, spreading bullshit rumors about nice people itself. I'm a nice fucking person. I'm nice to people, you know? But all I really have to do is just essentially just not even bring it up, right? I know I brought it up today because, it's on my mind, right? When someone calls you a pedophile or they say, "Are you a pedophile?" It upsets you. Like, what the fuck? Why would you even bring that up? And when you find out they've been calling you a pedophile behind your back, Gary on, you go, "Oh, this person fucking sucks. This is a shitty fucking person, and it's a shitty fucking thing to do." And when I saw Gary on the last few times, I just shook his hand and pretended like nothing's wrong. Because I'm kind of a submissive person, man. Like, I don't want to rock the boat. But no, I don't trust Gary on. I blocked him on social media. And I might be nice to him, at open mics because I don't want to rock the boat. But no, it's the end, he fucked it. He's not part of my future. Absolutely not, I will spend as minimal time around people like him as possible. But anyway, I was just saying, the thing is, it's cool to do multiple gigs, and if I'm back in with Skinner, that'd be okay, I guess. I don't really hate the guy too much, but if I'm doing the fucking the what do you call it? The cruise ships, yeah. The benefit of the cruise ship is that you get to know the audience a lot more. Like, it's a lot more intimate, yeah. When you do a show like I did at Newcastle, people will say "good job" and then walk away. But because you're just kind of having all this like one-on-one time with them, they'll buy you a drink, man. I'm sure there's like unlimited drinks packages that a bunch of these elderly people are buying. You get to know them, and if you charm them enough, which I hope I will, you can pass them a business card, and you can tell them, like I could, that hey, I do other stuff, man. I'm a video editor. I make videos as well, like I film them on my high-quality smartphone. I do podcasting, I do portraits, I draw people, all of that is going to help like tremendously, man. When you're a multivariate tool in the comedy world, you will be plugged into multiple systems. And that's kind of where my anxiety around people think I'm a creep, people think I'm a pedophile, it kind of dissipates because you realize, like, first of all, most people don't even know who I am. Most people in the entertainment industry barely know who the fuck I am. And of those who do know who I am, the percentage of people who think I'm a pedophile is probably pretty low, right? Because, again, it was just two small incidents that has nothing to do with actually molesting children or anything disgusting like that, right? And so among that minority of people, right, it's a small minority of people who think or suspect that I'm a pedophile, most of them are probably not going to say shit, Because again, like it'll cause problems for them. You don't get to just accuse someone of being a pedophile with zero evidence and get away with it. People will call you out on it. In general, I know I feel like this like pessimistic attitude towards the Sydney scene, but I truly believe that people in Sydney are like deep in their core they want to be fair, and when they're trying to be fair with me, they see, okay, I'm nice to everybody. There's zero evidence that I'm a pedophile, and so it wouldn't be fair for people to just go around calling me a pedophile behind my back. But this isn't just like me being mentally ill. This is me like dealing with a lot of people jokingly calling me a pedophile every now and then, and me going like, okay, what the fuck's going on? Is this like you just being an edgelord, or is this you like responding to rumors? Because I don't appreciate that. Yeah, man. And also, of course, what kind of upsets me is if I bring it up and I go, hey, some people are calling me a pedophile, it's like Schrodinger's pedophile in a way, in the sense that, the only way to find out if the cat is dead is to open the box, but if you open the box, the cat is dead. So, the only way to find out if people have been calling you a pedophile behind your back is to acknowledge that that you've heard that people have been calling you a pedophile, and now you're guaranteed to have people call you a pedophile or something. It's just a stupid anxiety. But in general, this is the most pedophilic reference episode that you'll see on the stream. I thought I thought we'd go special with the 100th, right? Yeah, man. No, things are looking up. Things are looking up, and what I'm worried about is it's really not that big of a deal. It really isn't. And of course, even though this is the 100th, and I'm happy that I did it, and I didn't say anything really that offensive or whatever. If I have to take it down, I'll fucking take it down. I'll just re-record the 100th. Who gives a shit? Other good news, I am currently studying media, which is great. My view count is going up, and it's fucking tremendous. And now I'm probably going to go with like, okay, let's try to go with a little bit more like focus on user loyalty, because a lot of my hits, pretty much all of my hits are just like, and on Instagram anyway, all of my hits are just like random memes where you don't even see my face. And I think when you create like viral memes, people will like it, but they won't necessarily want to follow you because they don't really know who you are. Right now, I've been just sort of doing a scatterbrained, whatever you think is funny, just post it strategy on Instagram. And on TikTok, I have a mix. On TikTok, I have a mix of like random shit and also NBA stuff. And the NBA stuff is doing so much better. But the only issue is I barely know anything about the NBA. I think I want to die here in the game. Am I gonna die? Oh wow, I didn't even die. This guy's taking a sweet time. I shot him like several times. I think my Uber Eats order is here. Okay, why are they doing this, man? Guys, Uber has this new feature. They've been doing this recently. It's really fucking irritating. They're like, your order is almost here, but this time it actually is here, so that's good. It's at the front, baby. I got Yatai Ozeki. I'll be going Japanese on these motherfuckers. Now, I asked for some cutlery. Will they deliver the cutlery? I hope so. If not, shit, motherfucker, I'll be eating with my hands and shit. I'll be going African, son. I'll be going Arab, son. Arabs and Africans, I think they're known for eating with their hands, right? Well, not all of the African continent. Anyway, how long did that go for? Shit, man. I think I'll just leave it there because I do want to just eat. But anyway, I'll leave with this, okay? I'll leave with this as a closing statement. I've recorded 100 episodes of my I Just Be Talking series live stream. That doesn't mean I've done 100 streams in total. I've done more, but these are 100 episodes of this series I Just Be Talking. Pretty much 0 people have watched the entire series. But just knowing, like, okay, I'm willing to practice, I'm willing to put myself out there, and sometimes say insane shit on stream, it's good practice. I'd rather do this and, like, refine my voice, than, just, play video games to nobody, right? At least this series can serve as, like, a benchmark for where I'm at as far as, like, am I entertaining? Am I interesting? Am I self-motivated? Et cetera, et cetera. Can I just like talk with 0 prompts? Like 0 co-hosts for like an hour? And the answer is like, yes, very much easily so. Yeah. I found though that if I get the game, I find like I want the best games on stream for me are like 6 out of 10 games. Like a game that's good enough that I enjoyed and I want to continue playing it, but it's not so enthralling that I forget to actually talk because I'm like engrossed by the gameplay or the story. That's kind of what happened with Hotline Miami. It was almost too good for the stream. I couldn't play it on the stream. But anyway, I'm just gonna kill this guy just to see if I can do, Let's leave on a high note, bro. Oh, maybe the gun sucks. Okay, this is fucking... I've shot him so many times. Guys. Okay, this is fucking outrageous. What the fuck? Can you please die already, bro? We're gonna go ahead and hit him with the club, bro. There we go. Alright, thank you for watching. Be tuned for episode 101, where I will not talk about weird stuff. Or will I? See you then, guys. Bye-bye.